Rebel News Network Limited.
Oh, I know that. And I'm just asking you to confirm
But once
that
we're
not
done,
that not a single other loving book of Trudeau is being investigated.
but once we're done, if you believe that there should be complaints that are...
No, because I'm not a censor like you. I'm not a bully and a censor. I'm not a bureaucrat looking to justify my budget like you. I go out and earn my living every day, fella. You call in authors to grill them about a book criticizing your boss. Think about who you are.
We call the director of Rebel News Network Limited.
Yeah, who happens to be the author of the book. I think there's going to be a chapter about you two fellas in the next edition. Do you have any more questions there?
Certainly do.
I wrote a book called The Libranos, What the Media Won't Tell You About Justin Trudeau's Corruption. During the election, it hit number 2 on the Amazon bestseller list with rave reviews. Justin Trudeau did not like that. So over Christmas, I received this letter from the government by registered mail, accusing me of breaking the law and demanding that I meet with investigators. And if I didn't, I'd get in deeper trouble. You can read that letter for yourself at saverebelnews.com. So last week, I went to Ottawa to be interrogated at the high security headquarters of Elections Canada. I was curious, were they really serious? Were they really going to investigate me and prosecute me and fine me, maybe even jail me for writing a book that criticized their boss during an election? Yes. The senior investigator actually told me that by choosing to publish my book during the election, that made it an illegal campaign activity. Here, take a look.
You did a blurb online that I watched, and you speak about, of course, that it was released in time for the election. Which, if that's your position today, that wouldn't allow you to have the exemption for advertising for a book.
Yeah, I think I know why they told me I wasn't allowed to videotape my interrogation.
And just to be clear, because of the security features in this area here, no video recording will be allowed.
Thanks for the suggestion, but one thing I've learned from kangaroo courts is that no one will believe how bad they are unless they see it with their own eyes. So instead of telling you how it went, let me show you. I recorded almost an hour of footage, so I'll put it online in a series of videos. This is the first. I'll put the rest up at saverebelnews.com. And while you're there, please consider helping me cover my legal bills, because these guys are deadly serious. They have at least 5 federal investigators on the case. How many investigators are on this file? So far it's 4 people that have been in touch with me from your office, plus an anonymous email. How many people do you have on this project?
It ebbs and flows, it all depends.
So it might even grow larger than 4 people?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many there actually are on the file. We've been asked today to meet with you and to collect the facts that we'll give back to the main investigator, which is Louise Panton, who will write up her report based on the knowledge that we have, so that she can inform the commissioner, so he can make an informed decision as to if there was in fact a breach of the law. 4 cops plus the boss. And I really mean cops, former senior RCMP officers. My interrogation was conducted by Tim Mackin, a 30-year veteran of the RCMP, where he worked on terrorism cases. And Paul Couture, also a 30-year veteran of the RCMP, who also worked on terrorism cases. That's who was interrogating me. They wouldn't give me their business cards, but I managed to take a photo of their ID. So yeah, I have to lawyer up. If you can help me, please do at saverebelnews.com. Anyways, when we sat down, I actually asked the first question to the cops. What exactly was the complaint against me? I'd come all the way to Ottawa to defend myself against some complaint, but they hadn't shown it to me yet, so I didn't know what I had supposedly done wrong. Take a look at this. Can I see the complaint against me? The letter that you received?
No. I presume that you're investigating me based on a complaint, yeah.
Well, this is still part of the investigation, so we'll have to, once the investigation's been completed, the commissioner will have to make a decision, and at that point, he'll have to decide if that is releasable or not. It's not something that usually is released, no.
So it's a secret complaint?
It's not a secret complaint, it's just a complaint that's part of the investigation. And to keep the integrity of the investigation right now. You'll understand that we can't share everything that we have.
Oh, I don't want everything that you had. If I'm here to meet a complaint, but you won't show me the complaint, how can I possibly meet the complaint? How can I possibly respond to something that you won't show me?
Well, though, I think the letter was quite clear on what the infraction is alleged, and this is what we want to clarify with you.
Well, did you generate the complaint, or was it from an outside party?
No, we didn't generate the complaint.
Okay, so
the
someone
did not generate the complaint.
So someone external to your office generated the complaint?
That is usually the case.
Is that the case in this case?
Yeah. Yeah, we did not generate the complaint.
Okay, was it the Liberal Party that generated the
We
complaint?
can't go into that, sir.
So you won't tell me who the complaint is? The complainant is? That's a secret?
Yeah, no, not at this point.
So at what point do you tell me who the
The
secret
commissioner
complaint
is the ultimate responsible person for the investigation and how this is decided.
So how do I know what conduct has been complained about if you won't tell me? Now this went on for some time. They kept referring to their Christmas time letter to me about the complaint, but not the complaint itself, if it even exists. So I got a little bit lippy, I admit. They were conducting a secret interrogation of me based on a secret complaint. So I told them two could play at that game. I have my secrets too, like my name.
My name is Paul Couture, spelled C-O-U-T-U-R-E. I will ask my colleague to please identify himself for the recording.
My name is Tim Mackin.
And sir, could you, just for recording, advise who you are?
Well, it's a secret. I don't know if I can tell you that secret.
Just for the recording, we have with us Mr. Levant, who registered at the front office. I saw when he registered. I suppose I should have left the meeting right there. It was obviously a trap. These two cops kept saying the door was unlocked and I could just walk out.
I'm here under protest. I believe that this is contrary to the statute, and I think it may actually be contrary to the Constitution.
Well, can I just
so
interject for a second here?
I just want to put it on the
You're
record.
here of your free will.
Under protest.
You understand that you can leave at any time, sir?
Yes, but I've
You're
also...
free to answer or not the questions that we may have. We're here to have a discussion to clarify the issues that were mentioned in the letter to your attention.
Do you have a copy of the letter in front of you? Or?
I actually do, sir.
Thank you. Okay, that'll save me from digging it up.
Yeah. So understand that the door is unlocked. You can leave at any time. You're certainly free to stay or to leave. We have no issues with that. But I wanted to find out more from them. I mean, who ever heard of an author being interrogated by police? That's how they do it in China or Iran, not Canada. So they wouldn't show me the complaint. Okay, well, what documents did they expect from me? Were they going to go through my editorial notes? What did they want from me? What documents, if any, do you want from me? At this point, I'm not sure. We need to have a conversation to understand what your point of view was on the actual signs and determine when they were actually produced and to what means. And from there, we'll see later if you have any documentation that you want to provide us. We'll be more than happy to accept whatever you want to provide. Well, I don't want to provide you anything because I think this is an unlawful investigation. I think it's political in nature. I think it's probably unconstitutional. So I don't want to provide you with anything. I'm here under protest. I didn't want to come here, but your letter made it clear that coming here would reduce any penalties. So it makes sense for me to come here, but I come here under some duress. So I'm asking you if you want any documents, and you're dancing around. Do you want my doc? I don't want to give you anything, but I'm asking you if you want my documents, and you won't say so. Why are you being so strange about this? Do you want any documents or not? We don't know if we need documents or not right now at this point. Okay, so you don't want any documents at this point? Not today.
Do you know now if you will want documents at a later date?
I am not the lead investigator in this file, sir. I'm here to
So
gather
you-
some facts for today
Okay,
and
so-
report back to the lead investigator, and if she determines that she would want,
So you
or
don't
if
know
you're
anything.
offering.
You don't know anything. It felt like a Kafkaesque nightmare. Why did they call me there? It felt like they were playing games. What do you think? Who was pulling the strings? These 30-year RCMP veterans, well, they sounded like errand boys for someone else. I was getting a bit frustrated. Will you subpoena my documents if I don't give them to you?
I can't speak on that, sir. I'm not the lead investigator here.
So you might subpoena my documents. You won't rule it out.
Like I said, I'm not the lead investigator in this file.
It sounds like they sent the sandwich boy down. Sounds like they sent the intern down. Are you his boss? Can you answer any of these things? Like, do you want documents or not? Why can't you just say that?
So, Mr. Levant, why don't we just cross the first portion,
Why?
which is if you are representing Rebel News Network
That's a secret.
today, because you said it was a secret.
Yeah, I'll tell you my secret if you tell me your secret. And the thing is, you actually have an obligation to tell me your secret. Your secret is, what's the complaint here? How can I push back against the complaint you won't show me? How do you think that's going to look in court when we take this to a judicial review? You invited me down here. You won't tell me what documents you want, or if you even want them. You won't tell me who complained. You won't show me the complaint. And, and you're saying it's a secret. Do you know what that looks like? I'm here to answer a secret complaint. How can I answer it if I don't see it? Do you want to take a break and get some permission from your mom or whoever to show me the document? Like, do you need to meet with the boss? No? So you've been instructed not to show me the complaint.
I said the complaint is part of the investigation, and it's not something that we release while the investigation is ongoing.
So how can I possibly respond to a secret complaint?
We have indicated what is part of the complaint.
There's not a word in here from the complaint. This is your words.
Yes.
So frustrating, but here's the weirdest part. We all know that writing books during elections is not illegal. In fact, that's when many political books are published. There were plenty of pro-Trudeau books published at the same time as mine. The Election Act specifically exempts books and the promotion of books from the law. And in their threat letter to me, they actually quote the section that proves I'm exempt. Look at this. I have never seen a letter of accusation, a threat letter before, from any public authority that contains within it a defense against the accusation. I'm talking about the paragraph on the second page by Mylène Jijou that says, as you may know, the definition of election advertising in the Act contains examples of some communications that could promote or oppose a registered party or candidate, but that do not constitute election advertising. Among these examples is one that applies to the promotion of the sale of a book, if the book was planned to be made available to the public regardless of whether there is to be election. So right in your letter, you show me that books and the promotion of books are exempt. I've never seen a cop pull me over and say, you were speeding, but I got to tell you, my radar gun's broken, so you probably weren't speeding. You accuse me of breaking the law, but right in your own letter, you show that I'm not. So why am I here?
We're not investigating the book, nor the contents of the book.
You have and it says right here, or the promotion of a book. The promotion of the sale of a book is exempt.
We need to determine if the signage was actually promotion of the book, or was it political advertising?
There's three words on the sign. There's 3 words on the sign. You need help figuring out what they mean? You can't understand what that sign means. Look, we promoted the book in a dozen ways. Posters, coffee mugs, t-shirts, videos, fun lawn signs, a giant billboard. And the law exempts it all. Books and the promotion of books. Now, several times these cops said that they weren't actually interested in investigating my book, just my promotion of the book that said, buy the book. But after initially denying it, these guys really did grill me about my book itself, and even about our staff at Rebel News and how we hire them. For example, they asked me about my planning for the book, not for the advertising, but for the book.
And that's something that you may want to discuss with us or not, to see if the book had been planned ahead of time or for the purpose of the election. That's something that...
Hang on, planned ahead of time. What's the basis for that question in the law?
Well, the law says that the book is exempted regardless of whether there was to be an election or available to the public.
Yes, so what's this planned ahead of time business? You just made that up.
It's right here, sir.
Well, how can you publish a book without planning it ahead of time? Do you think it just happens spontaneously?
With the timing of the elections, for the purpose of the elections.
You know we have fixed election days, more or less.
I certainly do.
So he's asking why I wrote my book when I did. Justin Trudeau's police are asking me why I wrote a book about Justin Trudeau when Justin Trudeau was in an election campaign. They asked me all sorts of questions about the book.
Can we speak about your communications plan for the book, your marketing for the book?
Well, I'll listen to your questions.
To seek clarity?
I'll listen to your questions.
We just wondered if you had a communication plan or a marketing plan. What was your marketing plan, sir? Did you do it all yourself? Did you have a team?
Remember, these guys weren't asking out of curiosity. They were building a legal case against me. But why only against me? I've got a question for you. I've answered a few of your questions now. Have you investigated any of the other authors who published books about Trudeau at the exact same time as me? Have you investigated John Ivison's book or Aaron Wary's book?
There's over 24 books that were published around that period.
You haven't answered my question. Have you investigated John Ivison or Aaron Wary's books?
I haven't.
Have you?
I haven't.
Yeah. Is anyone in your office investigating any other books about Justin Trudeau or just the book that's critical of him? No.
Today we're here about Rebel News Network Limited.
Oh, I know that. And I'm just asking you to confirm
But once
that
we're
not
done,
a single other loving book of Trudeau is being investigated.
but once we're done, if you believe that there should be complaints that are...
No, because I'm not a censor like you. I'm not a bully and a censor. I'm not a bureaucrat looking to justify my budget like you. I go out and earn my living every day, fella. You call in authors to grill them about a book criticizing your boss. Think about who you are.
We call the director of Rebel News Network Limited.
Yeah, who happens to be the author of the book. I think there's going to be a chapter about you two fellas in the next edition. Do you have any more questions there?
Certainly do.
Oh, he wasn't lying. They weren't even half done. They started asking me questions like, why at Rebel News do we hire people who criticize Justin Trudeau? I'm serious.
All right, so moving forward. So for the book, you seek volunteers that, and without going back to the tape to get the exact quote, that wanted to had a certain view on Trudeau and Gerald Butts, and believed in free speech, and that were embarrassed by the Prime Minister Trudeau in blackface, and you sought that specific type of person. Is that correct?
Why are policemen asking an author and journalist and broadcaster about the political leanings of our staff?
I want to go back when you were doing your recruiting for people and how you described them. Can you go over that again for me, type of people you were looking for? So in that, you were seeking these people for what purpose? Could you explain to us the type of people you were seeking? What was the purpose?
At one point, one of the cops told me, he has me dead to rights. He said I'm guilty. In fact, he told me exactly what I said that he thinks convicts me. And he even offered me a chance to unsay it.
So when you came to your decision, you're going to author a book, release a book, in time for the election, and I don't have your own words, but online when you received a letter from Madame Gigoux, you did a a blurb online that I watched, and you speak about, of course, that it was released in time for the election. Which if that's your position today, that wouldn't allow you to have the exemption for advertising for a book. So that's why we wanted to clarify that with you. Perhaps you were misspoken when you spoke online, so we're here to try to clarify.
So it's not about the signs anymore. That was a misdirection and interrogation trick. It's about the book, that I dared to publish a book during the election. So this cop says I broke the law. You heard him. About 40 minutes into the interrogation, the one cop asked me why I didn't register my book with the government. He said that. I'll let you hear his exact words and my answer to him.
The knowledge that you would have or not have of the Election Act, the Canada Elections Act, when you are planning the book and the new third-party rules, because I believe there's some comments on your site as well about that, did you give any consideration of saying, maybe I should register as a third party for this circumstance, or maybe I shouldn't because of my interpretation of what I'm going to do, or did you not make that determination?
Tim, I appreciate the question. Yeah, I absolutely did think about that at great length.
Do you want to share any of those thoughts?
Well, sure, some of them. I mean, I thought the day I register with the government to write a book is the day we no longer are the True North strong and free. And if Elections Canada's commissioners are stupid enough to prosecute me for writing, publishing, and promoting a book about an election during an election, then that's an important fight to have, because we need to roll back these pencil-neck bureaucrats and their blackface boss, and we need to remind them that we're still a free country. So I thought about it long and hard, Tim.
This cop asked me if I had any message to take back to his boss, the commissioner. What would you have said? Here's what I said.
I don't even understand what I've been accused of doing. I don't understand who accused me. I don't understand when. So this is frankly, this is a star chamber that is illegal. I'm here because really I wanted to ask a few questions about what you're going to do if I don't give you documents. You wouldn't answer. I wanted to ask who complained. You wouldn't answer. I wanted to see the complaint. You wouldn't answer. I wanted to check you guys out, learn a little bit of how many folks are on the file. You didn't really answer, but I can count. I guess my message to the commissioner is, I don't even know who it is, who the commissioner is, to be honest. But that'll change. And I guess my message is every ounce of energy I have, every dollar I have and can raise, every trick of the trade I can deploy, I will deploy to smashing this law. And I think you know that's true. I think we'll have books and billboards and TV videos and lawn signs, and we'll do all sorts of crazy things in defense of free speech and freedom of the press. And we'll do it all. And it's not what I really want to do. I wanted to live my life and do my journalism. But if you guys are going to put me through a trial because I wrote and published and promoted an election book during an election, I'm going to do everything I can to show you and the country that's not Canadian. You're being un-Canadian by summoning an author to your offices. You're being un-Canadian, and you need a reminder.
All right, this video is too long already. I'll do a second video with more excerpts from the interrogation. But let me give you a quick glimpse of what's to come.
You wouldn't undertake not to raid the offices of Rebel News. Do you know what country you're in, Paul?
Yeah, it got worse. I'll have another video for you soon, but look, I need help. I thought this was going to be a joke. No, I don't think so anymore. You heard that one cop. He told me twice that I'm guilty. Once for choosing to write a book during an election, and once for not registering my book with the government. He's going to prosecute me. I need to hire lawyers, and I have. The same legal eagles who beat Trudeau last time when the debates commissions tried to censor us. Remember that? Trudeau banned our Rebel News journalists from the leaders' debate. A federal court judge told Trudeau that's illegal. But it still cost us $18,000 to win. Now this fight is going to be bigger than that. I think they mean to break me and to break Rebel News, one of the few independent voices left in the Canadian media. Well, we'll see about that. If you can help, please go to saverebelnews.com and chip in whatever you can. We will need it for the legal fight. And stay tuned. We'll have part 2 of my interrogation video up soon. Thank you. I wrote a book criticizing Justin Trudeau, so now I'm being investigated by police. I need your help to lawyer up and fight for free speech. Please visit saverebelnews.com.